Now recording.
There we go. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's an all-you-can-geek Gamecast. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy!
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We're live right now on Twitch, starting Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. We start with the movie cast. We do Gamecast. We got bonus rounds. If you can't join us for these live broadcasts, which we love to have you, you can chat with us and everything. YouTube's got all the video content for us, so you can go on over there, see all these podcasts, the old ones, hear us banter, bicker, whatever you want to hear. And all the spoiler casts are over there too. Gamecast folks right now, what we've been up to, I kind of want to hear from Tony, because like Donkey Kong Bananza is kind of like the hot name right now in the industry. Yeah. And I knew you were just starting it last week, so how are you doing on that?
Yeah, pretty good. It's it really is incredible, and I say that as somebody that really hasn't cared about Donkey Kong since like Country 1.
Where I was like, is this the first Nintendo developed Donkey Kong, not like a Rare Donkey Kong, other than like obviously Donkey Kong, the original?
You might be right,
because so the DK Country trilogy was Rare,
right?
Donkey Kong 64 was Rare, and then Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze were done by Retro.
Oh, okay. That I didn't know who did that one.
So yeah,
Retro
this is the first time Nintendo EAD or whatever they're renamed these days has touched Donkey Kong, which I thought was interesting because, like, honestly,
yeah, definitely.
Like, one of my criticisms of, and I was talking about this to somebody the other day about Sony, for example, where it's like I feel like this generation has been pretty boring just because it's like most of their studios, almost like 90%, has been like, hey, what did you make last generation? You're making the sequel this generation. It's like Ghost of Yotai, Spider-Man, God of War, and Horizon. There's nothing inherently wrong about that, but it's like when games are taking 5-6 years to make, like that, they're only gonna make one game, right? We're even waiting for Naughty Dog for one. So to see Nintendo, who could easily have just done Super Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever the next 3D Mario game is, like actually,
or Galaxy, right? Isn't this like another Galaxy?
Yeah, like it's a Galaxy Odyssey team that has done this. For them to be like, actually, we want to do a Donkey Kong. It's like, oh, that's kind of crazy because Donkey Kong's an okay seller. Like it sells a couple million, but it's not like a Mario, right? It's like a B tier compared to Mario being an A tier or whatever. But you could see that when you first play it, like it does play way differently than a Mario game does. And that's in a good way because while Mario is more about like the platforming, the jumping, like Donkey Kong is all about destruction, and it's so fluid and satisfying to play. I can't really accurately describe it in words, but it's just fun because almost everything in this game is destructible. And it's just like, yeah, fuck this wall. Like I don't feel like finding this man. I'll just punch it. I'll just punch my way through it. At least for the first couple worlds, because like it's kind of just introducing you to the concept of like, hey, you're going to be able to destroy most of the things in the game, right? Where it's like, okay, whether it's the walls, the ceiling, the floor. And literally, that's his move. So you can punch forward, you have a ceiling punch, and you have a ground punch. So whatever button, you're just spamming that button to, like, move in that direction. And the way the movement works is so cool because, like, let's just say, like, I'm trying to punch my way to the top of a mountain. And I'm just holding forward and spamming the punch upward button. Like, that's literally what Donkey Kong will do. Just start punching up, but also ascend at the same time. So it's not like you're having to like punch, wait, and then, jump and then move and then punch again. It's just kind of like you just spam it. And same thing with like punching downward and obviously punching forward, same thing. But it's so fluid and intuitive. And the crazy part to me is like, I know before the game launched, they were having this interview like, oh, you might see some frame drops here or there. But at least for me, I think it's, if there is any, it's more like almost... it adds to the experience, right? Because like you're feeling the weight of the punches, where like the whole screen is kind of like you're fucking up this environment, where just like you're just punching through these walls, and it's like you're just unstoppable. And it's kind of interesting because going back to like the Mario movie, right, where they had that fight sequence between Mario and Donkey Kong's just like insurmountable at that point. Like it feels like that in a way because the one criticism I have of the game right now is that it's too easy. Where I haven't died a single time. Not that I expected to in the first 3 worlds or whatever that I've done, but it's really hard to die. And like no enemy has posed me a challenge. I even beat one boss, and I'm not saying this in a humble brag kind of way, but just I beat this boss in 10 seconds the other day. I was like, oh, surely he has a second form, right? Or something like that. It's like, nah, just like, here's the bananas. I was like, oh. Like, I don't even think I saw 2 moves of his. I was just like, because one of the transformations you get early on is Kong Bananza, and you're just like juiced up Super Saiyan Donkey Kong, basically.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So at the beginning of the fight, I'm just like, all right, super Kong mode, and just punch him in the face, and he dies. And I'm just like, okay, sure, there's probably some stage 2 gimmick or whatever. And it's like, no, he's dead. I was like, oh. And it's like that Mitzel meme. I thought you were stronger. Like, I thought you were stronger, man. But no, it's really cool. Donkey Kong is just so fun to play as in terms of like his movement, where it's different from Mario. He's not like doing like wall flips or triple jumps or anything like that. But one of the cool things is he can like just rip a part of the ground out, and he'll have like this stone slab, and you can like wave it around. You can hit enemies with it, and it destroys environments better, than your fists. But the other thing, kind of like Zelda, where you can just do like a shield slide, where you just like ride it as like a skateboard or sled or whatever you want to do with it. And you can go down slopes. So it's just really cool, like just the way they did everything, where it just feels right to play. And I don't know how else to describe it other than like, once you do it, you're like, okay, great. Like this is smooth. I'm not dealing with clunky controls. We're way past the days of like, the 64 platformers where it's like, oh, you got to get used to like the jank a bit. It's just really fluid, intuitive. He has this like roll move that kind of helps you get around to like propel or like gain momentum and stuff. But it's just really fun. And there were a couple stages where I got like a retro stage where it was like, even though it's a 3D game, it's locked into the 2D position, and it's literally like Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, okay. Like Donkey Kong,
from left to right. But then it's like, hey, by the way, this is Bonanza, and you can destroy the environment. So all of a sudden you're like, wait, what happens if I punch this wall? And you just punch the wall, and there's a secret there. And it's like, oh, like, okay, that's cool. So,
yeah.
It's really fun. Actually, if anything, like I think reviews are underselling it because it's reviewing well. Don't get me wrong. I think it's like a 90 or 91 on Metacritic. But
cut
like,
out. Was that 9 what? You just cut out for a second.
Oh, I think it's like a 90 or 91 on Metacritic.
Okay.
But I think the scores are really underselling the quality of the game because it's really fun. And I don't want to make a comparison between Astrobot in a negative light, but like it's hard for me to be like all these people like rated Astrobot so highly and then voted it Game of the Year, and I was like, okay, it's a great game, don't get me wrong, but it's just Mario Galaxy 3 essentially. Whereas like Donkey Kong is like doing some new shit, and it's crazy. So like one of the things they introduced in the level was like kind of like you could see an outline of, I don't know, a platform or a rectangle or something like that. And you're like, okay, well, what do I have to do here? And literally what it is, you have to pick up another part of the environment, whether it's dirt or stone or whatever, and you throw it at the thing, and then it creates that platform for you. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then depending on what like material you're using, you like are moving through like these thorn branches. And if you're using dirt, it gets like chewed up really quickly. But if you use like the harder stone, then it's resilient to it. So there's just like a lot of new ideas where it's like, oh, this wouldn't be in a Mario game. It's kind of like, okay, pretty unique to the situation with Donkey Kong. So yeah, overall, I'd probably play it for 5 hours, I'd say. But it's just fun because like you're just like trying to collect bananas instead of stars like Mario 64 or whatever like that. Where you're just like going through it. And one of the interesting things is he has this ground pound thing where he sends out.
1 second, guys. Keep going.
Okay. He sends out these like sound vibrations, and you will actually detect secrets in the environment. Where it's like if it's a banana, you can see the outline of banana. If it's a treasure chest, you'll see the treasure chest. So that way you can be like, okay,
they're
I
all
have to head
Sonic.
Right, it's like Sonic
radar type thing.
Sonic radar. We're just like, oh, okay, that's cool. So
who's the girl in the? The cat. Because I've seen like images with him and a girl on his back or something.
Yeah. So that's actually Pauline, which
it is Pauline.
Yeah,
okay.
Interesting because in I don't know the Mario canon or lore, I'm hesitant to say that because I don't view these things as like there's one grand continuity or timeline. But Pauline is an adult woman, and in this she's a teenager, so it's weird. In terms of like if you want to think about it's weird if you want to think about this
like a 5-year-old.
That's their words, not mine, man.
to make it be a little better, I guess.
Yeah,
go on.
I don't know, but like, the thing is, you're like, okay, so is this like a prequel to like Donkey Kong Arcade? But then you'll see Cranky Kong, and he's like talking about his rivalry with Mario, and I'm like, okay, so it's not.
Oh.
So
Tony, you're cutting out a little bit every once in a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, we didn't see whose rivalry with
rivalry with who?
Mario.
With Mario, I know what he meant, but yeah, that cut out right there. Yeah.
Drop.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I don't know what to make of it. I don't think too hard.
Cranky's the original Donkey Kong, but
yeah, but people are like, "What? This breaks the timeline." I'm like, dude, are you serious right now? Like,
oh come on,
are you
just
one
have fun, man?
Cares about
have
like,
fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
But it's definitely I would say like
it sounds awesome.
It's like
Game of the Year contender, huh?
I mean, it's early.
But I can so was Expedition. Expedition was early.
No, I know it's we'll see.
I mean, sounds like it's gonna be up there. It's definitely
getting
nominated.
I think to Expedition. Yes, it will definitely be nominated. So
this definitely has shown up more on my radar now. To more adding to the Switch one, like Metroid Prime coming out. I might have to reevaluate get rid of my Switch decision and try to get one this holiday season.
Gosh.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Because I do want to play this game a lot. It sounds so good. Like I used to love the original Donkey Kong Country. I loved that game. I played the hell out of that game. Not so much the other games after that. But I kind of want to have fun with Donkey Kong again. And like this is done by the Mario team that did Odyssey, and it's like that was a fantastic game. That was phenomenal. And this is like their follow-up answer. I'm like kind of interested to see how it is myself. But so all right. Corey, anything for you?
A lot of Borderlands too, actually. Playing that a bunch.
Of course.
I'm playing it a lot, and I'm like, oh man, I can't. Like, I'm just playing it. There's so much that I'm like excited for what Borderlands 4 is gonna bring. I'm like, I can't wait to be able to do this or do that. And I'm doing something that's like, I want to be able to do the thing that's in Borderlands 4. So, yeah, definitely a lot of excitement there. But other than that, that's it.
Cool. Mike.
Well, he's been out for a little bit, so we got.
Yeah, no, he's been busy.
I've had some weird times, but I finished The Altars. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think it's a game you're supposed to play multiple times because there's obviously a lot of branching paths you can choose. But I liked it for a genre that I don't normally play. It was fun and interesting. Then I got back into Marvel Rivals a little bit with the new season. Saw everyone cry about Wolverine. And I've started to try to get into the Oblivion remaster, but it's not really grabbing me. This might be because I played, Avowed, which has better, action and moment to moment combat. And I've also played Kingdom Come Deliverance, which has better open world systems and stuff. So
I also feel like Witcher is another edition that is kind of comparable to it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've played Witcher 3.
Well, I mean, right, but I didn't play that this year.
No, I'm just saying, like, you've played these games
literally right before it.
You've played these games that have better QOL than Oblivion had. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. But
right, I mean,
hard to go back to a game after you've seen it done better.
It's just a graphics overhaul. It's literally the same game. So yeah.
And other than that, I mean, I'm just gonna take a moment here because I was out because my uncle died, and I mentioned him on this podcast before. He's probably the reason why I'm here, as a gamer. He was my primary babysitter growing up, and he introduced me to a lot of games. On the Amiga, if you know what that is, back in the day, that was the first
I know
thing.
What it is.
So yeah, no, things like Britakis, Fairy Tale Adventure, Mega Balls, all this really old stuff. Bender of the Crown, but just want to give him a shout out here. That's it.
Okay, all right, man. Sorry again to hear about that, and yeah, but he introduced you to games. Really did. So that's great. So you are the gamer you are because of that part. So, but and now you're an RPG player. All right.
And sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. All right, let's get into some news. We've got some stuff to talk about. We've got Corey, you posted the Marvel Tokon news, the Fighting Souls game, playable public debut at Evo, August 1st. Will be playable. 6 fighters. coming with them.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you guys think? I'm excited for this game. I think it looks cool.
Character designs look great, so should be interesting. Evo players get a chance. I mean, it makes sense. Sony, right? Doesn't Sony own Evo now?
Yeah, they bought Evo a couple
So-
years ago.
Yeah, so it makes sense for them to try to push this on their platform.
Honestly, I kind of wonder if they bought Evo because of this game, or vice versa. No, I'm being serious. Like, I honestly think these two are related, 100%.
All right.
Because it's like, wait a second, we own a fighting game tournament. Why aren't we pushing a fighting game of our own? Question mark. Or vice versa. Where it's like, hey, we're making a fighting game first party. We should just buy this video game tournament. Seeing this brand. It's like, all right, shit, do it, whatever.
I mean, they were heavy partners in Street Fighter 6, weren't they?
No, that's
bet
Street
they
Fighter
were.
5. That's Street Fighter 5.
Oh, 5. It was 5. Okay. I knew they were like heavy partners in the fighting game, but I mean, I think this does go with Sony's mentality of games as a service. Hey, let's get a piece of that pie. Let's get a piece of this pie. Hey, we have Evo. Let's use it. It's not crazy. It's not far fetched.
No.
But I am excited for this game. So it looks really good. I mean, it looks awesome graphically. Like I just hope I love the gameplay because it's not my style of fighter, and it's not Street Fighter. It's what's it called again? The engine it uses. It's is it Gears engine? I'm trying to think what it's called.
It's just
Yeah.
It's Arxis
Yeah.
works.
so,
Arxis. That's what I'm saying.
But didn't
I
you play
couldn't
Dragon
remember
Ball
the name of
Fighters?
it.
Didn't you play that?
No, I didn't really play that. No,
You didn't,
so-
you didn't own it, or you never played it?
no, I don't think I did. I own that? I don't know if I did. No,
Wasn't
I
it
think
on like Game Pass or something at one point? I thought
don't
there was
think
like
I
at
played
least
Fighters.
a way to play it for free.
I think it was.
Like I played
for a
like
while.
DBC like
Not anymore.
Kakarot and like DBZ, that other one, that RPG kind of thing. That's all I played.
This is the
DBZ.
fighting
Yeah.
game. I mean,
I don't think I played the fighters one. So it's interesting because like it's an opposite style fighter, so I have to get used to that. But I hope I like it. Like I'm looking forward to trying it. So I'll be getting it.
How is it so different? What is different about it?
It's like it's different combos, different directions. Like it's not Street Fighter like down forward punch. You know, what I mean, it's not forward down punch uppercut. You know, it's not the same idea as that. It's much. It's I wouldn't say it's slower, but it's a lot different timings, a lot different mentality, move wise.
I'm just curious how they'll fill out the roster because I'm a little surprised they're not showing any new ones already because they need a huge roster to make.
well, it's gonna be at Evo. I guarantee you will
four
see
on
new,
four
some new
work,
characters at
so.
Evo.
Well,
I
yeah,
bet.
they're
I
gonna
bet.
reveal some.
Yeah,
I mean,
August
it's only
1st.
been, like,
We'll get
what?
a good update.
A month and a half since reveal, so
Yeah, but it's supposed to come out at some point next year, right?
yeah. But so you have Evo this year. They'll have Gamescom. They'll probably show off one or two characters Gamescom, and then if they have a typical
Game Awards.
December, yeah, Game Awards. So there'll be a couple things. I mean,
Yep.
the fighting game. I don't know. That's one of my minor criticisms of fighting games these days. Is like they launch with like such a weak roster that it's like it almost feels bad buying it from day one. It's like content's gonna be
It's only getting better
right, it's only getting
later.
better. So like, it's like, do you want to be the guy that's paying for the series to even get the year 1, year 2, year 3, right? Because I mean, I didn't even get Street Fighter 6. I love Street Fighter. I didn't get it until the Switch 2 because I was like, well, actually, $60 now I get years 1 and 2 included. I was like, okay, so like if I view years 1 and 2 at like 20 a piece, it's like 20 for the base game, 20 for year 1, right? It's like a good value. But like just having an anemic lineup, yeah, absolutely can be the death knell. But it being a 4-on-4 fighter, I mean, I think you have to launch at least with 24 fighters. You have to, I think.
Yeah, I think you need more than that. I think you need like 40. I think you need like 40 characters.
You need a
like
lot because
yeah.
But 2 matches, you could have potentially exhausted the roster if you have 16.
Yeah.
Like you're going to see repeats after 2 matches. So
Somewhere I saw, I don't
Crazy.
know where it was. I saw the character select screen and it was grayed out and it was very large.
Okay.
So it was just like everything was just blank characters, but it looked like it filled the entire middle area. If you're looking at the screenshots on the article, it filled that whole area. So it was like it was 4 across maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the
going
thing
all the way
is,
down.
I will say, if you just look at the character select screen for Guilty Gear, for BlazBlue, or Dragon Ball Fighters, I mean, they can turn out characters. I have no doubt in my mind.
And there's no shortage of Marvel.
There's no shortage of Marvel
characters.
characters. Like, I mean, shit.
That's
I think
Rivals
in
knows.
Fighters there was 6 versions of Goku. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
alone.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
I mean
just
you could do
like-
different. Yeah, you can also do alternate versions too. It's like here's the Ultimates version of
Yeah, you
whatever
could do
character.
2099 Spider-Man. You could do
Mhm.
you could do a bunch of them. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
There will be about 8 Spider-Man on this. There will
yeah,
be.
probably.
Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider. There'll be a ton of them.
Spider,
This could be.
Ghost Spider.
I mean,
Yeah.
but launching wise, I think you have to launch with like 40, and I think it expands up to like an insane amount at some point. But then you get into
Hopefully.
balancing issues. But you can't say that because Smash Brothers balanced great, and they had what was the roster on that one, Tony, when it was finished?
76, I think.
Yeah. So and they balanced fine, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Mostly.
There was a lot when it launched too. Though,
yeah, it was
for
probably
Smash Brothers.
50 or 60 when it launched.
Wow.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I'll give Smash Brothers
It's
credit.
a different type
'cause
of game.
It's a different type of game, but like
Yeah.
the thing I appreciate that Smash does, and I wish these other companies would do, is for the most part, right? There's been times where it hasn't been true, but for the most part, they're additive, where it's like, hey, we add a character to the roster, and you're getting that character for the next 3 versions, right? It's like, cool, you get the Fire Emblem characters, and they're going to be in there now. It's only in rare cases like Mewtwo and like I think Lucas missed a version or something like that. But for the most part, it's like they're additive, so they can just take the character and tweak it, update the frames, or make them stronger or weaker depending on how they want to do it. But all these companies, you look at Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, whatever, Tekken, all this stuff. For the most part, like other than like the core roster, they just throw all those other characters out, and it's like, to me, that's such a waste, right? We're just like, I know Mike, you talk about like guest characters. Like I still remember like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming to Injustice, right? And it's like, if you love the Turtles, it's like, well, shit. Now the next game, they're not going to be there. Like, cool. Like, you just threw away all that work and development
stuff too, though. But yeah, that's the problem with the guest characters, because you have probably limited time to use them with the license.
Yeah, but I don't know. I figure I don't know if Nintendo can negotiate with Square Enix, who's one of the like most protective Japanese companies with our IP. I figure you have to be able to negotiate, be like, hey, we want the rights for Ninja Turtles for at least a decade or something like that. Where it's like,
Or even just say like we get them for 3
Maybe.
games or
Right.
something, like 3
It'd be cool,
versions,
but I also think
numbered games. Yeah.
like they explicitly had it as a policy, like NetherRealm at least, that they weren't going to repeat guest characters just for the novelty of it, I guess. But yeah, no, it's
Also, I guess to make it be like, oh, get this version because that's the only version you're gonna get to play this guy. So
yeah, but it feels bad
for me.
too when like
no, it feels bad that was like the last content in that game. So while it was cool that the turtles were there, and I loved that they were there and played with them, it was like the tail end of like that game's lifespan. There wasn't really anything else to do with them after a little while.
yeah.
right, and then you look at something like Mortal Kombat 1, where like that's already at the end of life. Like it had 1 year DLC, and it's like, all right, we're done, guys. It's like, wait, what? Like,
It just didn't take off.
it
was
just didn't take off. And I'm grateful that Street Fighter has, thankfully, because we're getting seeing 3 characters now. I think year 3 characters.
Yeah,
That's
had a great comeback.
Rumblings, or something along those lines.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. I'll just mention this one. Battlefield 6 officially going to be revealed this week if you're into that. I don't even know how you're into that, because the last time a Battlefield game came out was September 4th, 2018.
But they should be
7
doing now. They gotta
years.
be making.
Yeah, I just
They
looked
should
it
be
up before I
making
announced it.
another Battlefront 2. All of a sudden is popular again for some reason. So
Maybe this is the test.
should be making
run?
another Battlefront.
But Mike, how you trust? Like, EA has been working on this for 7 years, and you're going to expect a
Oh.
Battlefront game? I mean,
They should have made it instead.
And they had a 10-year deal with Star Wars and did nothing with it. So.
yeah, and that's
They
it.
made it.
That's
Battlefront.
EA for you.
Well, I mean,
So,
you have to pay the license fee, and that's notoriously expensive. So it cuts right into the profit margin. EA's having a hard enough time profiting on their own IP that they can profit off of. And
That's
actually,
true.
in the news, I forget if it was posted here, but Ubisoft, one of the, I forget if it was the CEO or CFO,
Yeah, I was going to say that
actually
next.
just blamed. They're like, actually, we feel like Outlaws, even though it had some issues at launch, it was the performance of the sales was more to do with the state of the franchise of Star Wars rather than
Yeah,
The
fatigue
brand.
with
Yeah.
Star Wars in
Fatigue, yeah.
general. Yep.
right.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
But
part of it's
Ubisoft's been
timing.
saying some weird ass things lately anyway. The whole
I mean,
stop killing games movement response that they had.
Yves, what's it? Yves Guillermo? Guillermo? I don't know how you say
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
Guillermo.
whatever his
Yeah.
name is.
Guillermo.
Yeah, he chalked it up to Star Wars lackluster performance on choppy waters of the fandom. Uh, and he, you know what though? He's not
There's an element
entirely
of truth to
wrong.
that for sure.
He's not entirely
Yeah.
wrong, and I'll admit that fully. I mean, I'm not a huge supporter of Ubisoft at this point in time, but he's got a point. The Star Wars franchise is not great. Andor has been fantastic, but
It's
other
not
things have
carrying.
killed.
It's not carrying the.
It's
People, there's a general feeling of just oversaturation and fatigue,
yeah.
really.
The thing for the difference
General
between
audience, I would say.
the difference between Star Wars and Marvel though, Marvel had a run. Star Wars didn't really have a run. They just got fatigued.
Had a
You know what I mean?
run,
Like
30 years ago.
yes, but I'm talking about the Marvel movies. Like yeah, I know what you're saying, Mike. But like I feel like when they bought the franchise, they figured, hey, we're gonna do the same thing that we did with Marvel and just release a film like every year and really go crazy.
Yeah, well,
And it never had a chance. It just yeah.
didn't differentiate between the two
like,
franchises.
that's the thing with the games, as we talked about with licensing. It's so expensive to license these games. Like it's already going to cut into their profit margin and prevent them from making a good game. Like Star Wars Outlaws is a perfect example of a game that was not ready. It was I played the beta. You know what I mean? Like it's a different game now, and that's a perfect that also cut into these sales. Like I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean, when
you
people
still
are
you said
saying
you'd
the
play
game's
it.
not finished,
Yeah.
like don't play it until it
Like
gets
I'm telling you
better.
guys, and listeners, guys, I've said it on this podcast, and I don't know how many. I know Tony for one said I'm going to wait till this gets patched, and you're like, okay, now I'm going to check this out that it's finished. You know what I mean? Like, you've said that before, and I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you because it's like finish your games, but like, I understand the development cost, and I understand they have to make money back because you're also paying money out to the franchise, Star Wars, to Disney, and I think that's
I just
another aspect of things in this
just
gaming
wonder-
world that needs to change. I think it needs to be lower, that amount you pay.
Well, it's up to the rights.
I know,
holders,
but it
isn't
has to
Disney.
change. It has to change.
Well, that's the thing is that
We'll see if they do.
obviously when a company like EA is unwilling to pay the fee, and I'm sure they're actually happy to not be in that contract anymore because I'm sure
Yeah.
whenever that deal was signed, it was before we saw obviously the fatigue or oversaturation, whatever you want to call it, right? But I think we can all agree something happened there where it was too much Star Wars, and the quality of that was kind of scattershot. You had some good things, a lot of bad things. But again, it's expensive. I mean, we talk about Marvel, right, which is also owned by Disney, right? And fucking Sony is, because of the hack, we saw that, the IP cost for Spider-Man is what, like 200 million or 300?
Insane.
What, insane, right?
Yeah.
It's just
I think it was 300 million.
right?
I think it was
That's
300
one
million.
Marvel
Yeah.
property. Like, you can't tell me Star Wars is not on that level too, right? Like,
I'm
it's
sure it
got to
is.
be
I'm absolutely sure it
around
is.
that, around the ballpark.
No matter what the recognition in the world is now, the valuation of the company has to still be the same.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when you're talking about like a one-shot game, right, that can sell, they can project like, oh, we're going to sell probably 15 to 20 million copies, right? You have the lower end, you have the high end and stuff like that. You can project that. When you're talking about something like, Battlefront, where that's a games as a service, you have to, like, we talk about it all the time. How many games die every year that are games as a service that, like, it's like, oh, cool, this is just dead now because, again, all that air is being sucked out of the room by Fortnite, by Call of Duty, Roblox, Grand Theft Auto Online. Like, there's just no room. I couldn't blame anybody for being like, we do not want to spend the money for licensing an IP and committing to games as a service because, like, you have to hire people that would be like, hey, we're going to create characters and stages and vehicles and whatever content updates and hope that this is successful enough to get us to the point where, like, it was worth the endeavor to build up the studio to support that game. And that is huge risk. Huge risk.
Do you think Battlefront 2 didn't do that, though?
Battlefront 2, I think, was a failure. Absolutely.
And loot boxes, baby.
Financially.
Yeah, the problem with Battlefront 2, it was, again, IP cost, and then like sales of it weren't enough because the IP cost, they have to lower these. They got to lower the prices. Like it has to happen. Like they can't. It can't stay where it's at.
Who do we think is there, like, core normal Battlefield fans that are like chomping at the bit for another Battlefield anymore?
Oh,
Maybe a few, but I don't think like there's not a majority of
7
them.
years
This
between
has
games.
got to.
How many fans are left?
Well, that's what I mean.
And
This
the
has got
last
to
one was a
bring back
disaster too.
people that
Yeah.
want this style of game, something that's different than Call of Duty. Because if this is just going to be a regurgitation of Call of Duty's what they're doing, then it's going to fail.
No, they're
Yeah,
not
But
going
if
to do
it
that.
can
But
be something different and it can be like what Battlefield was and like these huge scale battles, more simulation style,
right.
it might work.
But what I recall with the last one was that, I mean, it tried to still be a Battlefield game, but it was just so buggy and broken when it came out.
Yeah.
Everyone hated it.
Well,
So,
yeah. I mean, it's got to be playable,
yeah.
especially in today's
Yeah.
day and age and with
Mhm.
everything online.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's.
I mean,
We'll see. I don't expect us to do well. I
just
don't.
looking here, I just did a quick search. People are stating that Battlefront 2 sold about 10 million-ish copies, plus or minus of
It's
that.
not terrible. It's
Which
pretty
isn't
good.
terrible, but you're thinking about the costs, and again, this is games as a
failure.
service.
Did it
You
make
can't
money?
do
I
that.
doubt it.
You can't do that,
Yeah.
man. That the math does not add up. Look, again, we're talking
Well,
about
we talk
Spider-Man
about,
2,
There's
where they're like,
microtransactions.
they have to sell 20 million copies to fucking make a profit,
Yeah.
and they're still laying off people at Insomniac.
There's something weird going on with Insomniac. I still don't quite understand what happened there.
And we heard
Beyond
what was it?
just the license.
Tomb Raider was a failure at 4 million or 5 million copies. Like,
Yeah, but how many millions of copies do you expect to sell a game? Like, you have to be realistic in your expectations for certain games. Battlefront, I would have thought it would sold more because it's a games of service kind of thing setup. So,
And that was a paid game. And again, this is back in the day before Fortnite blew up. Imagine trying to sell Battlefront 3 right now for 60 or set. Obviously, I think it's going to be $70 minimum. $70 minimum? Who's going to buy that? Like, some people will. I don't think enough people will, especially again.
Not 10 million.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
10
you might be
million.
getting 5, maybe.
Like
if you're
Fortnite
lucky.
just had a Star Wars season back in May, and it was the lowest player count for the whole year because people just were like fed up with it. It just like sucked.
Yeah. Star Wars.
And Epic
Brand's got to get renewed.
Epic had to pay money for that. Like, absolutely had to pay money for.
That definitely lost the money. So, the Star Wars franchise itself is in some trouble with that. We'll see what it can do in the future.
They need new movies. That's what. And I'm not talking about like one shots with like fucking Grogu and Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They need like episode 10 or whatever the fuck it's going to be, the new saga. Like, just start a new saga. But
well, we were supposed to get a Rey movie,
You're getting
right?
me on a Star Wars rant. They just need to fucking move on from the Skywalker saga and do something fucking new.
Rey's
something new. Yeah. We're doing something with Rey, but we don't know what that is yet, so maybe we'll find out.
No, that's not getting done. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not.
Okay. All right.
Like, just set it 100 or 1,000 years in the future. Fucking just.
I am good with that.
away.
Yo,
You
I'm
wouldn't
actually
be
fine
able
with
to
that.
call it episode 10. It would be like just some other rebooty thing.
No, start over at episode 1, man. Call it the fucking
Star Wars, the movie.
Call it the
The first Star
McBlorpo
Wars.
saga or whatever, and start with
In
episode
a
1.
long time from now, in a galaxy,
even
really,
farther,
really close.
even farther away. Wink, wink.
Yeah. All right. Borderlands 4 will launch on the Switch 2 October 3rd. So that was announced. We actually had a little bit of Borderlands 4 news. Did we get anything, Corey, that was interesting from this?
They did it like they've showed off some more characters, skill trees for the Amon. There's a Chinese event that happened where some Chinese streamers got to play as Amon, which is the third character that they've shown off. So the last one is Harlow. They haven't shown. Other than that, yeah, Switch. I think people were worried that the Switch 2 version was not going to come out this year because it was kind of announced late and there was no pre-orders for it available yet. But October 3rd is not too far away from the initial release, so that's exciting for people who want to play it on the go, and I'm sure it'll run fine.
Yeah, I know we're talked about it last week, but I'll reiterate again that Nate the Hate, who is one of the few reliable insiders, leakers, is still adamant that we're seeing a Nintendo Direct this month, which rules it out because it's either this week or next week. But he is saying that a lot of third parties have been waiting and chopping at the bits for this Direct because it's when they're going to be able to blow out a lot of their announcements, titles, ports, etc. Because Nintendo wanted to focus on the titles that they did, right? Because it's almost one of those things where like you think about like, oh, we talk about a launch lineup, but it's like if you release like 100 games at launch, all those games are going to suffer because it's going to be scattered about, right? So you want to be selective, and now it's like, okay, they're going to open up the floodgates because they really just want to be like, hey, you bought your Switch 2, you've had it for a couple months, and you're chomping at the bit for something new to buy and play in your system. So here you go. And again,
Yep.
I'm speculating, willing to do this since Halo Master Chief Collection port to the Switch 2. And Jim, it's funny because at the Dude Bro Weekend Getaway, I was thinking, I was like, man, like I don't want to bring, like, I don't have an Xbox anymore right now, but like having Switch 2s and just being able to play Halo on fucking Switch 2 and having it like local
Makes it a lot easier.
would have been
Yeah.
so awesome that weekend. But
I agree, and you know what's funny is I made the joke that week. I made a joke about the way the rooms were set up. It would have been awesome to LAN party.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
Xboxes, but I was thinking, I'm like, man, we have all these Switches. I had my Switch there. It would be easier to just do a Switch
yeah,
party set up and play Halo on it.
yeah.
And
Should have
yeah,
tried
so
it
that
with GoldenEye.
yeah, we should have. But yeah, so I think we're gonna get. I can't wait to get that. We're gonna get it, and I can't wait. Because it's Switch 2. I mean, obviously everybody's got to get a Switch 2 because I don't think it'll put it out in the Switch 1, but I think it's going to be awesome for that. So, cool.
Oh, and the one
Yeah,
other thing, they didn't announce it in the
Yeah.
Pokemon Direct, which is weird, but they
Oh,
did
Pokemon
confirm
Direct,
there's a Nintendo Switch 2 Pokemon ZA bundle coming out
No.
Yes.
for $4.99. And again, this supports what I said, I forget, a week or two ago, where I think for that first year or two, we're going, or maybe even throughout the life of the Switch 2, to be honest, where we're going to see them do like limited bundles of whatever game they're trying to push, like Metroid Prime
Again,
4.
Yes. So circling back on my original comment at the start of this podcast, I got a vibe that we're going to get a Metroid Prime bundle, which if we do, I don't see how I can say no to this.
Yeah.
This time around. But
Yeah, because I think it makes the price a little bit easier to swallow when you're like, okay,
Yeah.
$500, but I get the first party game.
I get the
that
game.
I want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes
Yep.
sense.
Consider that a $60 to $70, not
It's a $70
but
game,
part
yeah.
part of the total cost, right? So
Yeah. That's it. So, yeah, we'll see. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode, though, folks. So, once again, thanks for tuning in. We're live Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. We're going to do a bonus round soon for Superman. So, that will probably be next week, I believe, right? We're going to do that next week? Yeah. Give Mike a shot to see it, to give his opinions. Because I do want to get your opinions. I would love to hear from it.
Oh, I'm curious now with the split
Yeah,
between
the split.
you guys.
So, but stay tuned for that, folks. Gamecast, Moviecast next week, of course, as usual. So, we'll see you guys over on that side. We are out.